Right guys, as we said on Facebook, we are going to be doing a demonstration on a haircut. Number one going into 0.5, a fade average haircut that basically everybody's having today. This is the first one of our models, and thanks to Dan for supporting us. Isaac's going to be going through the whole haircut step by step. He's going to be speaking about it as I'm going to be doing the haircut.
So the main pieces of equipment you're going to need to carry out this haircut are a set of clippers. Clippers come in all different shapes, sizes and brands and different cost rates. So we use a Wild Magic clipper here. The next is a set of guards. Any clipper set will come with a set of guards. Always check on the guards. They come by different numbering systems. So on a Wild set, a number 2 would be a 6mm, a number 1 would be a 3mm, and the half guard would be 1.5mm. So just make sure you check if you're using anything like a beard trimmer or any other piece of equipment to cut hair. Then the next is a clipper comb. These can be picked up very cheap from anywhere like Sally's. A pair of scissors, preferably not kitchen scissors, but if that's what we've got. And this is a brush just to brush off the hair and just to get rid of any excess mess. So in order to carry out this haircut, the first thing to do is to have clean hair, preferably washed, no product anywhere present, and just give it a comb through, make sure that there's nothing in there. And just all we're doing here is combing the hair to see how it naturally falls. Okay, first of all, you need to pick up your set of clippers. Here on the side of the clippers we have a tapering arm. When the tapering arm is pushed up, the clipper is closed, and when it's pulled down, the clipper is open. The next step is to place your 2 guard on, or a 6mm, depending on whichever clipper set you have at home. Place it on the top of the blade and make sure it's clipped in. So the first step is just to comb the hair down, place the clippers in, and what we're doing here is we're pushing the clippers into the hair and pulling out in a C motion. So as you can see, Shaz rotates his wrist to make sure that we don't eat into too much of the hair. Follow the shape of the head and also make an even guide line all the way around with this number 2. Same steps are repeated on the other side, and all we're looking for is a bit of symmetry here, so just to make it look a bit more even on both sides. But as we can see where the guidelines are, we're just making sure it's even on both sides. So the best thing to do is just pop your fingers on, make sure they both look level. You'll feel there's like a slight lump on the back, and that's known as the occipital bone, and we're just using the guard just to go right up to that and to match in what we've done on the sides. And there we go, we connect the sides into the back, and we remember to keep combing the hair each time just to make sure we know where we've been. So the next step is to place our guideline with the 0. We're just placing it just above the ear, keeping it nice and low, not making sure it goes too high into what we've done before with the 2. Still using that C motion. As there is no guard on this, just please do be careful, do not press too hard on the head. Just lightly tap away the hair, and we're trying to just follow a straight line just underneath what we've done before. So we've got our 0 line, and this is the hair that's been taken down with the no attachment. We've got this band of hair here, which has been taken down with the 2 attachment, and we've also got this section of hair on the top, which has not previously been touched with any guards. So now we're just going to repeat this step on the other side, just following that same guideline. Now a good idea is just to place the comb on the back of the head and shave up to where that comb line is. Now what this will do is this will give you a solid guideline, and it also allows you to know you're not going too high with the 0 guard. So the next step, we're just going to place the number 3 guard, which is 10mm if you don't have the Wild clipper system, and make sure that the tapering arm is nice and high so the teeth are together. So like we did, we're just going to move into that hair that's not been previously cut, just above the number 2 where we did last time. And now we're going to use this 3. Remember to keep combing the hair, and this is just to remove a little bit more weight. So the next step is to place the number 1 guard, or a 3mm guard, on the clippers. Just move about 1 centimetre into where we've been last time. Remember to keep flicking out with that C motion. Slow and steady with this as well. And just gradually taking that little bit of hair off each time. Just remember that C motion, just flicking out. And as you can see now, some of that hair is starting to blend away. So now with the clippers, if the clippers have a tapering arm, just move that down, and that creates yourself a 0.5. Just lightly tapping away at it, just flicking out with your hand. And as you can see, it just starts to blend away. Keep slowly working on that line that we've established between the 0 and the 1. Placing the 1 guard back on and the 0.5 respectively, just until that line blends away. So what we're doing here is we're just repeating what we've done on the other side, on this side that hasn't been cut yet. So we're just using that number 3 guard just to remove a little bit more of the weight, following that C motion again, just to establish that top guideline. So the next stage we're going to move on to a trimmer. Now if you don't have a set of trimmers at home, it can be achieved with the clippers as well, just on the closed setting on a 0. So we're just going to follow where the natural hairline is. Now there won't be much hair at all here. But what this does is this just helps taper the hair out. Then we're going to invert the trimmers, and this will be the same for the clippers as well. And we're just going to follow where the natural hairline is. Nice and even, just following that natural hairline again, and just remember to pull the hair out the way. Right, for the next step, we're just going to uniformly wet the hair. Now we're going to use, for the purpose of the video, a spray bottle. Now you don't have to have one of these at home. You could just pop your head under the sink, or you could just rub a bit of water through with your hands. So first of all, we're just going to comb the hair forwards. This is in order to cut the top. Then we're going to put the comb into the hair, and look, just practice just picking it up with the comb first. And from there on, we're going to place our fingers underneath the comb in a pincer manoeuvre. Keep the fingers nice and square, keep them parallel to your body. Make sure the hair is quite tight in your fingers, and pull up with the comb, then release the comb. Then with your scissors, we're just going to cut across our fingers nice and carefully, and then we're going to repeat this all the way through the top of the hair, from front to back, and we're going to comb that front section. So we're just going to keep combing the hair forwards. Look how it naturally falls. And we're going to place the scissors onto the forehead, and we're just going to lightly just take off the very ends just to make sure it's nice and even. Now we're just going to blend the beard into the haircut itself. So we're just going to start on the half, and we're just going to lightly just tap away at the sideburn, just using the corners of the clippers just to make sure that blends into the haircut. With this process, we're just gradually going to increase the length of the clippers, then just work a little bit lower than where you were last time, and eventually it should just start to blend into each other into the haircut. So now we're just drying off the hair just to make sure that we get it nice and dry. So just style the hair normally, just as you normally would with any product you usually use at home. Here we're just using a little bit of texture powder. So this is the haircut that's a 0 blended into a 3 at the sides, and then we just took a little bit of hair off the top. You can see the final result.